G'day and welcome back to Less Than Amateur Theologian. So I've been thinking about church discipline a little bit, especially since I've had some people accuse me of doing stuff, and I welcome church discipline. I welcome it because it's a time for growth in a person. If you're doing something, you're acting a fool. It's better that it gets nipped in the butt. It's better it gets fixed before it becomes a major issue in your life. And And so at this point, I just want to go over it as I've been thinking about it and take a look. So the verses come out of Matthew 18:15 through 17. And I'm using King James, but it actually doesn't change much. I mean, we can switch to anything. So here's the Bible, basic English. I don't always use this one, but hey, whatever works. If your brother does wrong to you, go clear him of his error between you and him in private. If he gives ear to you, then you got your brother back again. But if he will not give ear to you, take with you one or two more, that by the lips of two or three witnesses every word may be made certain. And if he will not give ear to them, let it come to the hearing of the church. And if he will not give ear to the church, let him be as a Gentile or a tax farmer. So, breaking this down, I mean, this is actually good for any relationship if you really think about it. The first thing to do is hey, talk to the person. I mean, people don't like conflict in this day and age. Oh, I'm out of my safe space. No, okay. People don't like conflict, but the truth is that in a case like this, what you really need to do is you really need to say, okay, we can deal with this. You and me, let's talk this out. Let's actually try and work on this relationship. I mean, there's a level of maturity there. However, even I can be very hard-headed at times. What am I saying? I am hard-headed most of the time, but I'm getting better. So even then, sometimes it takes another person, one or two people, basically, to hear the issue. And in this case, I would suggest that the people are not only hearing the issue, but they're weighing in on it too. And so at this point, hey, they can offer their perspectives and whatnot. But if it really is a doctrinal issue, if it's more than just a petty squibble, then you could go to stage 17 and you can actually have it brought before the church where it can be weighed. And in the event that it's going before the church and the person is blatantly living in sin, what happens at that point, I don't like this translation where it says Gentile, because it's not about the Gentiles actually. What it is about is that you treat that person as a heathen. Where is it? It says here, let him be as a Gentile and a publican. King James actually says as a heathen. Yep, right there, as a heathen, which I think is a better translation for this. Because what it is let this person be counted as someone who is not walking in the way of God, someone who is not following Christ. So, if it gets to that point, then that particular person is definitely walking down a wrong path. Some things to consider. Steps 1 and 2 work pretty much for any relationship, but step 3 doesn't work if you're not part of the same church, because different churches might have slightly different modus operandi. That to say, hey, in one church they might raise their hands when they worship, and if you catch a person not raising their hands, that might be an issue to them. In other churches they may not. The core thing is that the base doctrine, Jesus is Lord, sin is sin, things like that, are followed. But if there's disputes and stuff like that, it's definitely good to have them out when it's theological. Any rate, though, yeah, church discipline, good things. Like I said, the first couple things I think can be applied to any relationship. The third one, well, it's not fun to confront people. I mean, the third one definitely is more of a hey, this person needs to get dealt with, otherwise we can't even let them minister in our church. We don't want them, if someone's living in sin, say sleeping around or something like that, we don't want that to seem as if it's the norm. in the Christian community, of course. But at any rate, less than the amateur theologian saying thanks. God bless.